Assalamu alaikum, namaste, satriyakal. First of all, I just wanted to say, who would have thought, the Nepali community, other communities from other faiths, and Ahmadiyya community would be getting together. You can see that there's more to these two gentlemen other than their similar hats. We have a lot of things in common, which Yogi Chintamani ji and Imam Kausar have actually been constantly reminding us tonight. And these are just some of the things. I actually had some other speech, but just as I heard them speaking, a lot of things came into my mind, and I just wanted to share a few things. Chintamani Yogi ji talked a lot about the most important mantra from any religion is, I am human. I am a human. It reminds me of this famous author, Thomas Paine, who said, "The world is my country, all mankind are my brethren, and to do good is my religion." So I think this is obviously a motto we should all live by. Chintamani Yogi ji also mentioned Gandhi ji, and one of my favorite quotes from Gandhi ji is that all the world's religions are like beautiful flowers from the same garden. He also spoke about our trip to Nepal. Harish Velji, myself, and Senator Sam Dastyari went actually exactly a year ago today. And it was the most moving and memorable experience of our lives. Thank you to also our dear friend, Honorable Deepak Khadka, who actually kept us as guests in his house. And speaking of gardens and flowers, I have to tell you this, that as we descended from the helicopter, you could only visit these earthquake-affected areas through in a helicopter. We just saw the most amazing sight. There was the majestic, magnificent Himalayan mountains on the one side, but all the villages, all the community people, old women, men, young kids, they lined the side of the hills. So we had this sight of the mountains, we had this sight of a line of people, and actually reminded me, I've said this to Deepak before, it reminded me of the Nepali national anthem, which talks about all Nepali people being beautiful flowers in the same garland, which is put together by a single common thread, and that being of humanity. And I would have to say Jaya Jaya Nepal because of our trip and because of the beautiful people and hospitality we experienced there. Again, Chintamani Yogi ji also reminded us that be a Muslim, but dil se, that means a lot. And I just wanted to share a quote from the Quran actually, which talks about, again, different religions. O mankind, we created you from a single pair of a male and a female, and made you into nations and tribes so that you may know each other, know one another. In essence, even God has addressed all of humanity, not only as Muslims. And he created us from a man and a woman, thus making us all brothers and sisters as we are experiencing here tonight. Again, our Sikh friends, when you go to the Gurdwara, the first thing you see there is God is one. And again, we heard from Chintamani Yogi ji about the ancient Sanskrit verses and about the importance of walking together, swimming together. And again, it reminds me of this ancient Sanskrit verse, which says, as the different streams having their sources in different places, all mingle their water in the sea. So, O Lord, the different paths which men take through different tendencies, various though they appear, crooked or straight, all the paths lead to thee. And Chintamani ji, finally, I wanted to quote you, where you've said something, I think recently it was in the US. He also travels around the world spreading love, spreading interfaith awareness. He actually said, we may use different languages for our prayers, but they give us the same feeling. We may live in different communities, but are living on one earth, under the same moon. So why not embrace each other and enjoy life by loving all? I think in essence, this gathering tonight with all of you from so many backgrounds, beliefs, races, and religions, it's not only significant, but it's very symbolic. It's about multiculturalism. It's about mutual respect. But most importantly, it's about mateship. I just had, the absolute pleasure to experience such a beautiful, brilliant moment when Imam Kausar and Chintamani Yogiji met for the first time. And Chintamani Yogiji actually said, "Aapko milke lagta hai ke bhai mil gaya," meaning when I just met you, it feels like that we're brothers. And I think there's nothing more beautiful than that. And I think he's won us all over with his love. But I wanted to make a point, especially in this political climate and what is happening here in this country with people like Pauline Hanson and people like Donald Trump around the world. Multiculturalism is not just about tolerating our differences, and it's not just about celebrating and embracing our diversity. In fact, multiculturalism is most importantly about standing up and speaking out for each other, especially when specific communities are under attack and directly discriminated, as we're seeing on a daily basis. Love for all and hatred for none, as Chintamani Yogiji told us to keep looking at, keep referring to, keep remembering. There's nothing more powerful than that. And I actually think with all these, these instances of vitriol, of vilification, of venom that is coming out of the mouths of people that are supposed to be leaders every day, you know what? You cannot get a better anti-venom than that statement. There is nothing more powerful than that. And you can only fight hatred with love, because that's what that phrase reminds us. And you can only promote peace with tolerance, and you can only spread harmony through humanity. That's exactly what that phrase stands for, what Imam Kausar stands for, and what Chintamani Yogi stands for. And I do want to say one thing. I have to say, I love Chintamani Yogiji's take on words. I mean, it's just brilliant. And since he likes to play on words, I wanted to say, I thought of something. So when you look at the word, Ahmadiyya, it has the word diya in it. So diya is light or flame. And so the Ahmadiyya community, I think they spread love for all wherever they go. The light of love, the light of acceptance, the light of brotherhood, and the light of peace and prosperity. Now when you look at Chintamaniji, Chinta, means worry or fear in Hindi. So when we heard his speech, I thought straight away, oh my God, this guy is a walking, talking, Chintamani, don't worry, be happy. I think you're walking, talking, have no chinta, have no fear, and we have no chinta and we have no fear because we have the diya in the Ahmadiyyas. Beautiful. So, and I just wanted to end with that basically, I thank all of you for coming here together under one roof, for showing your support for things like this, which are absolutely critical and crucial in today's climate. Tonight is not just about race or religion, it's about respect. And when I think the respect for religions and the religion in respect, I think of one thing, there's Ram in Ramadan and there's Ali in Diwali. And there's a reason for that. It's not by coincidence. There's a very powerful message in that. And tonight, it's also about breaking down barriers, building bridges, but taking each other across those bridges together. Not together, things like together. And tonight, again, the theme, it's not only about the art of living, it's about the art of loving. And we've been reminded about the different ways in which we can do that. It's about interfaith, we've been reminded, but also inner faith. The ritual versus spirituality, rituality versus spirituality. That I think seeing and being at a function like this tonight, we can realize that we are all better than the hatred that's out there, the unnecessary fights, the discrimination, and then that when we see it, we call it out, and we all each do our own bits, and that we can all do a lot more to spread the message of hope, of love, of peace and prosperity through spirituality, not just rituality. And most importantly, that we can find comfort where we overlap, and I've given you examples of where we have the similarities, but that we also find opportunities in our differences. I just wanted to end with a quote by Desmond Tutu, which really kind of sums up the essence of what's been said tonight, and you know, the spirit of the atmosphere and the room. So Desmond Tutu, as you all know, differences are not intended to separate or to alienate. We are different precisely in order to realize our need of one another. And as I personally say, united, we are grand, and divided, we are small. And in the spirit of tonight and the hall that we're in, I wanted to say that love for all, hatred for none, live for all, and honor everyone. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.